How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the show. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nick, and in today's video, I'm going to be covering some fresh NIO news, going through their August delivery numbers, their current stock price, where I see it going, and whether I think NIO is currently a sell, hold, or buy at this current valuation. If you haven't already, please go hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. While you're down there clicking things, detonate that like button. Make that baby go blue. It really helps out my channel, helps out the video, it appeases the algorithm gods, and most importantly, it would mean a lot to me. I do a lot of videos like this, keeping my subscribers up to date, informed, in the loop, and ahead of the pack, so we can all make that bread. Alright, without further ado, let's get right into it. So over the past 5 trading days, we saw a parabolic chart in the NIO share price, opening the week at 17.24 and finishing the week just under 18 at 17.98. Although we did see that parabola or upside down U shape, this is still a phenomenal week, and it's important for investors to realize this. This is a 4.29% gain in just 1 week, which in any other year would be seen as phenomenal news. However, right now we are living in a period of volatility where if whatever stock price you're concerned with doesn't get like 50% increase, it's like it didn't do anything. Midweek, NIO hit its new all-time high above $21 at $21.05. This is absolutely insanity, as it seems just like yesterday that NIO was rolling around in the mud at $3 a share, basically on the verge of declaring bankruptcy at a moment's notice. So why this surge in stock price last week? Can this be sustained long term? Why the falling stock price today, around 5%? And should you buy now or wait? So NIO shares actually fell since they released their August delivery numbers. The shares have almost fallen 15% since they released this. However, I noticed the exact same trend after NIO released their July results, even though they displayed growth, an over 100% year-over-year gain, and the company going in the positive direction long term. We see basically the exact same pattern here. NIO just set its all-time monthly record by delivering 3,965 vehicles in just 1 month in August 2020. This represents an over 100% year-over-year increase, 104.1% to be exact. These are incredible numbers, and what's more is that they surpassed July, showing a positive increase. In July, they delivered 3,533, so in just 1 month, they delivered 432 additional vehicles. These are fantastic numbers and is highlighting the increased consumer interest in NIO and their products. Yet, as I was saying before, as NIO released these monthly records, we see a sharp decline in the share price of almost 15%. Investors may be scared that NIO isn't growing fast enough and are running for the doors. However, what I think is skewing the share price is the massive cross-sector sell-off that was taking place in the latter half of the trading week last week and continuing today on Tuesday, the first trading day this week. This cross-sector sell-off was highly positioned in the technology sector, which was displayed in the tech-heavy NASDAQ with almost an 8.7% decline in just over 2 trading days, Thursday, Friday last week, and around a 3.7% decline in today's trading day alone. The tech sector tends to bleed through to the EV stocks, so we saw a massive decline in almost all EV companies with Tesla at the helm. A domino effect began to take place as investors ran for the door at the Tesla camp, which resulted in almost a $25 pullback and an absolutely horrendous day today for Tesla with almost an $80 pullback per share. When investors buy or sell Tesla, other companies tend to mimic these moves in the smaller EV stocks. And that's exactly what's happening to NIO shares. If you put NIO and Tesla's share prices against one another, you will see that they are extremely correlated, even though they utilize completely different business models and function almost opposite of one another. Tesla is completely vertically integrated, while NIO essentially outsources almost everything. One is American, one is Chinese, one is well into its company's life, one is a tech startup. So to trade these stocks against one another, in my opinion, makes little to no sense. However, that's what the mass public does, so that's what the rest of us are forced to speculate on. So although this relatively successful and energetic news out of the NIO camp should have surged the stock price up a few points, we instead were completely buried by the massive tech-heavy sell-off, which muted the positive NIO news and completely overshadowed it. As I was previously stating, this happened during the last announcement, and I was actually ecstatic. My core investment strategy lies around these moments where great figures released by a company I love long term falls within the general timeline of a mass cross-sector movement that overshadows the company's good news. When you put these two things together, you essentially get a sale on a share price. The last time this happened, I told my subscribers I was buying more shares at $13, and I was essentially ridiculed by a lot of people online, saying that the share price was way too high, I didn't know what I was talking about, the price was definitely going back down to $6 or $7, and I was wasting all my money. I realized a lot of people just come to the internet to try to bring other people down, but I was actually getting a lot of flack for this one. Well, a few weeks later, the stock surged to $20 and I made a nice 35% gainer on my investment. Alright, so those humble brags out of the way, back to NIO's August delivery numbers, more specifically the 104.1% increase that for some reason scared investors away. As I was stating earlier, many investors saw this 104.1% increase as extremely subdued compared to the figure in July that we saw of 322.1% increase. It would seem that NIO's delivery numbers year-over-year increase was declining at a rapid pace, but I think many investors didn't do their due diligence in investigating a little deeper. You could feasibly make the argument that NIO's July year-over-year increase was actually almost artificially elevated. Just the previous year in 2019, NIO had an absolutely horrendous July delivery month. Almost everything was going wrong for NIO at that point. They didn't have great reputation, they weren't developing their brand, they weren't marketing well, and they actually only ended up delivering 837 vehicles in the entire month. So fast forward 1 year later, this extremely subdued month of July 2019 made the year-over-year increase in July 2020 seem astronomical, when in fact it was mostly due to NIO having a terrible July the previous year. It's little things like this that you as an investor need to be wary of when purchasing shares of a company. So now that we see almost a 200% decline in year-over-year growth, going from 322.1% growth in July to 104% year-over-year growth in August, investors immediately bolted for the door, which was compounded by the cross-sector sell-off. The CEO and founder Li Bin is declaring that NIO will reach a new monthly output production capacity of 5,000 units per month in September. This is great news down the pipeline. As more and more people continually order NIOs, more and more NIOs are on the road, awareness and recognition of the brand will start to exponentially increase, and it's important that NIO's output production is able to keep up with this demand. This figure means that NIO will be able to output 60,000 vehicles per year, which I can see them increasing even more at their JAC Motors plant based in Hefei Province, China. As NIO will surely pass 4,000 deliveries in the month of September, they're getting very close to this maximum output threshold, and I think it's becoming ever increasingly likely that they will begin considering becoming vertically integrated and building a factory of their own. However, their current business model is keeping their balance sheet in check, their overhead relatively low, and their investors happy and appeased for the time being. So these two factors, one being a massive cross-sector sell-off and the other being a small company releasing good figures, is bringing their current share price back towards buying territory in my opinion. As I was a very early investor in NIO, my average price is relatively low, so I would personally feel comfortable buying in around the $16.50 to $16 price range, as I know at this point it would be extremely unlikely for me to ever lose money on this company overall. However, if you are a first-time investor or don't have a low average share price, I would err on the side of caution during these extremely volatile times. As I previously stated, NIO is extremely correlated with Tesla's share price for basically no reason. However, we as investors must take this into consideration whether or not we like it. If Tesla shares drop even further, we may see a significant drop in NIO's share price. Since announcement of the Tesla split and even in the months preceding that, Tesla shares have taken a life of their own and things are extremely unpredictable. However, if you mute the noise coming from their camp, focus on the long term, and truly believe in NIO and what they are doing, I do think that they are a great long-term buy. They have seen sustained growth month after month, quarter after quarter. They no longer have short-term liquidity issues, especially since the additional share offering that just took place. They are building incredible vehicles, and they are releasing their smallest, sleekest vehicle, the Model EC6, a coupe SUV, which will act as a direct competitor against Tesla's Model 3 later on this year. They are beginning their global expansion processes, are poised to begin deliveries in Europe in 2021 and later in the US. There is an intense upside with this company, so I do see them as fantastic long-term buys. However, get as much information as you can, formulate your own decisions, and come to your own conclusions about whether you think NIO is currently a sell, hold, or buy. I'm personally waiting just a little bit longer throughout the course of this trading week, as I do see extreme volatility within the tech sector and the NASDAQ as really fluctuating EV stocks. With Tesla's pullback, you might see big dips within the NIO share price, so try to wait for those if you are planning on purchasing additional shares. I really am excited for this company. I really am excited for them to release their new EC6. I think this will surge their stock price. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I release weekly videos concerning NIO, other EV companies, tech stocks, IPOs, and growth stocks to keep my subscribers informed and up to date. So smash that subscribe button, hit the like button for that YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.